Welcome everyone to another episode of Video Game Book Club for the month of November 2021, and this will be the last Video Game Book Club for the year of 2021. This time around, I am joined by Soul Charizard, Shaishen, and Nakuso. Say hello, everyone.
What's up, team?
Hello.
Hey everyone.
Wow. So this month we focused on dungeon crawler style games, and the game that won the popular vote was Children of Morta, which was nominated by Soul Charizard. So the game was developed by Dead Mage, published by 11-Bit Studios, and was originally released on September 3rd, 2019. Children of Morta's official website describes the game as, quote, a story of simple emotions we all know so well and value more than sometimes we dare to admit. Love and hope, longing and uncertainty, ultimate loss and sacrifice we are willing to make to save the ones we care the most for. Embark on the adventure of an extraordinary family of heroes. With the corruption spreading through the land, guardians of Mount Morta have to stand up against the ancient evil. But it's not a story about saving the universe. It's a story about a valiant family standing together while the world around them is being devoured by darkness. But that's how the website describes the game. How would everyone here describe the game? Question 1. How would you briefly describe the game to someone?
Spending quality family time while saving the world. Next.
I would say it's a fun dungeon crawler with gorgeous graphics, but very bad gameplay. Or very bad, how do you say it?
I know, you tell me.
Optimization.
Did you say next?
Next.
Okay. Children of Morta is a dungeon crawler / roguelite that revolves around the Bergsons, a family of warriors who must work on their family issues while trying to keep the darkness at bay. Darkness. Next.
Do you know what's stronger than corruption?
What?
Family.
Oh my god.
Next.
I knew someone was going to make that.
Someone's going to say it.
I had to.
Oh my god. All right. Question 2. How much experience do you have with dungeon crawler games?
If I can remember, I don't have that much experience or intermediate with them.
Mm-hmm.
The games, there are some games that I tried to think of that feels like it's dungeon crawling. The only games I can think that's dungeon crawling is Elder Scrolls Online-ish. I mean, not Elder Scrolls Online. Skyrim.
Okay.
I
mean, you are
Diablo
crawling
3.
through a dungeon. Yep, that works.
Moonlighter. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Darkness and Sky.
Oh,
which
that
Andy
counts.
still hurts me.
Literally has the word dungeon.
Yeah.
Yep. And does Persona 3, 4, and 5 count as dungeon crawling?
No, I wouldn't count it.
Okay. I think this free-to-play game that I'm recently playing with some other friends of mine is Albion Online, which is free-to-play and it has some dungeon crawling experience into it.
Okay.
So, I think... no, I don't think XCOM is considered dungeon crawling. Nope. So-
Yeah, it's guns. Unless guns have dungeons?
Isn't that like a tactical
Tactical...
tactical
Yeah.
style game?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I don't think that counts. I was thinking that doesn't count. So I think that's all I can remember for any kind of dungeon crawling games. So yeah. Next.
I played a lot. Mostly, the biggest dungeon crawler I played was Diablo 3. That was kind of it. Yeah. Early days with the auction house and PvP.
Classic.
Garbage. Everything else, I mean, I don't play too much. The one I enjoyed was Slay the Spire.
Oh, okay,
That was pretty fun.
That's pretty popular too.
Played a little bit of Darkest Dungeon. I kind of got burnt out because of how hard it was. And that's kind of it. Not really any dungeon crawling.
Mhm. Mostly games with like dungeon.
Yeah,
crawling,
I mean, I
maybe some
played
elements to it.
Torchlight.
Actually,
Yeah, I
yeah,
played
that's a good
Torchlight a little
example. Mhm.
That's kind of it. Not really. Oh, Vermintide.
Classic.
That's a good one.
Vermintide
But that's
2.
kind of it. Not too much. Next.
All right, so dungeon crawler games. So like similar to beat 'em ups, I honestly think dungeon crawler games are best experienced in a group setting with like friends or family. Like
That's true.
I will never play this game genre by myself, but if it's with others, I'm 100% down to do it. The problem with dungeon crawler games too is just like many of them can go they last a long time in terms of playtime, and it just creates a certain level of commitment that everyone has to be agreeing upon to actually complete it from beginning to end with the group. But I mean, I think it's like a very fun genre to play only in a group setting. I don't like playing it solo. Games I have played that are dungeon crawlers are like Diablo, a little bit of Path of Exile, Torchlight 2, Gauntlet, Titan Quest with certain mods that I can't say or else we'll get canceled here. Nicktoons Unite. So I'm surprised you didn't say that. That's kind of a dungeon crawler.
Is it really?
Right?
Yeah, Nicktoons Unite, the classic 4-player co-op split screen experience.
Huh.
Dungeons?
That kind of slipped out of my head for.
It has like, I wouldn't say it's a true dungeon crawler like Diablo, but it has pieces of it in there. And of course, we can't forget this amazing, great game that everyone loves on Steam. But Noxo and I, for some reason, we can't figure out why. The Incredible Adventures of Van Helsing and the Lasers That Sound Like Industrial Fans.
What?
Dude,
Excuse me?
literally, like, that game has probably some of the most confusing sound design elements to it. All the lasers sound like industrial fans. We don't know why or who went with that choice. Maybe they're on a budget. Who knows? But yeah, those are the games I have experience with in terms of dungeon crawlers. Next.
So for me, my first dungeon crawler was a game called X-Men Legends 2. It was for PlayStation 2. I think I played that with my friend because he bought it or rented it. And then that's what really got me into the genre.
Mm-hmm.
After that, it was the Marvel Ultimate Alliance series.
Yep.
And I played that so much.
So you're saying we're going to get on the Switch?
Yeah, there is one on the Switch, remember? The third one.
Isn't it exclusive also?
Which one? Which one is this?
Yeah.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3?
I've been low-key thinking about that game.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I'm just waiting for that price to drop down. It just stays at the same price forever.
It looks like a fun game, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I love that is probably one of my favorite Marvel series in terms of games. Then there was, of course, Diablo 2, Diablo 3.
Classic.
Diablo 3 I played with Tubby.
Before Blizzard became question mark.
Oh, no. That was still there.
Wait, no, you're right. It was happening during that time.
Dude, that happened like for the last 15... anyway.
Okay.
Anyway, the Binding of Isaac. Oh, shoot.
Oh, yeah.
I'm surprised no one said the Binding of Isaac because that's a roguelite.
Yeah. That's true.
And that's one that I play single player because, it's easier. Slay the Spire, Vermintide 2, Titan Quest 2 with certain mods, Path of Exile, Minecraft Dungeons, which I played with Toby and Snowman.
I forgot about that. Shaishin, weren't you there?
I saw you guys play that.
No, I wasn't.
Dang,
I wanted to, though.
Missed out.
Yeah.
Classic.
That game was actually better than it should have been.
That is true. And I think it has a DLC, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Just came out. Oh my god.
Van Helsing, that's one of the most memorable ones because of the fan scene. That was like one of the funniest things I've seen in a game. It literally sounds like a fan.
Dude, just for that, that's like worth playing.
And lastly, it was Torchlight. That's one of the first games that we actually played when we ever met.
Oh my god. Yeah, Tailman, right?
Yeah, I remember that's the first time you told me that Tailman played ahead of you guys in the past or something.
Gosh.
No, you were there. He went like 10 levels ahead of us.
Oh.
And then we left him for like a day or two, and then he came back and he was 10 levels.
Oh, yeah.
He was like, I couldn't stop. I'm like, what the frick?
Yeah, I heard about that.
That That was good.
And that's pretty much it. I have a decent amount of experience with the series, and I enjoy it. Mostly with other people. The only ones I can play by myself is like the Binding of Isaac or Slay the Spire or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Like with
But
single player created in mind when the game was made.
Pretty much. Next.
All right. Question 3. What is one thing you liked about the game?
One thing I like about that game is, honestly, I think I like the story. It's while it's pretty straightforward, like prophecy coming true, family has to come to band together and stop the corruption by freeing the spirits and such. But when you're like coming back defeated or victorious from the dungeon, the story continues on.
I like little story segments.
Yeah, and it shows how progressive they overcome like certain conflicts they had to go through, and new families come and help out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's at the same time when you're in the dungeon, when you find like one of those side quests, it's just short and sweet. It's just short and sweet. It just wraps it up like right there on the spot, or in a few dungeon runs. That's about it.
Yeah, that is true.
And nothing is over the top. Nothing is like nothing's like not. There's not much plot holes. It's just like the whole lore is already given it what it was, like how it is, and people can get the idea of how certain world or certain areas looked like before the whole corruption came around.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, you know what I like, and I was like, you know what, I like the story. It's good for what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it just doesn't feel like it's over the top or anything. No over drama or anything. It's just short and sweet. Show a bit of the conflict, and then show them like overcoming that conflict.
Yes.
Like that. Like when you say that second spirit, and it shows where the father was about to give away the baby.
Oh yeah,
You should have.
Yeah. I thought it was gonna be the end. I thought,
dude. I thought that was gonna be like a split decision you could make at that point.
Oh, you just choose it. You just
It
end the
was like-
game.
Yeah.
honestly, I thought it was gonna be like a bad ending because I kept on failing several times as corruption was like getting closer and closer. But no,
They should
It was
have
so-
given us the option. I think that'd be pretty funny. Just the credits
the,
roll.
the more deaths you go through in the dungeon, the worse the corruption is gonna be. Oh boy,
Oh man.
yeah. And I think that's about it. Next.
Yeah, same thing. It was just the progression of how they actually made a roguelike dungeon game have depth. Because usually like a lot of games you play for like roguelites, it's you play the game, you unlock collectibles, and the collectibles you unlock and the bosses you fight kind of explain the story unconsciously from what the game is actually like when you're
Mhm.
going through it. But this one, yeah, every time you beat a dungeon, every time you complete a side quest, cutscenes would appear of what actually happened,
Yeah.
and the progression of what the family is. Like most of the time when you unlock a new character, you complete it and you just unlock it. But there's actually depth and story to how you gain these characters and how the family comes together at the end.
Mhm.
It was just unique, like the leveling, considering of how many family members there are. It encourages you to learn and understand and even like upgrade the family because you know what Dom Toretto says about family. You know,
I'm
hitting-
going to be
yeah,
What does he say? Say it.
family. I don't know what he says. He just says family.
I'm
But
going
yeah.
to be hearing this meme and this video for a while.
Family.
But yeah, it made the storyline so important to a roguelike, which is kind of new to me. I'm just so used to just playing rounds and rounds and rounds and just trying to beat the end. But this actually gives me some progression of how the story applies to why you're going to these dungeons.
Mm-hmm. Just slowly unraveling everything.
Yeah.
Oh
Next.
yeah, that's true.
All right. Oh, did you say next?
Next.
Okay. So building off of what Shaishan was saying, like I really enjoyed how the game encourages you to experiment with the various different play styles of each family member. Like if you know me, generally I'll just pick the character with the biggest weapon and just kind of go at it. But this game, it really wants you to experiment, and it really like rewards you for doing so. Like it was very smart to incorporate that the feature of, I think they're called inherited talents, or like when you reach,
I think they were inherited traits or something.
Yeah, inherited traits, talents. Like when you hit certain milestone levels, like you'll get bonuses that get applied to all family members, like healing over time, increased movement speed, fatal damage prevention, or even starting off with like those, I think they're called gemstones.
Gemstones.
Yeah, like stuff like that. It's just like, even if you're playing a character you really don't like, but you're playing it for the sake of experimenting, in the back of your mind, you know that everything that you're doing in the game is going to help everyone in the long run, especially the characters you do enjoy playing. And I thought that was actually a really, really smart idea, like how they implemented the whole progression system and tied it in with each of the family members. So I think that was really well done. Next.
Yeah.
So for me, I like the art. It's good.
He's back.
Oh yeah, the art.
The art is like one of the best pixel arts I've seen in a game that I played. Like the amount of effects or how the environment actually moves in the background.
Yeah.
Or like when you cast a spell and you just see a swirl. That took so much time to animate like all of that happening.
Mm-hmm.
Especially like when there's like cutscenes of like the weather changing and the corruption happening, and then you see it happen as it continues, and then it's just amazing.
Dude,
and like how
100%.
it's displayed, and like the characters kind of have that contrast. They're like a little bit lower, they're like lower pixels, and
they have so much character in the animation, which is crazy, right?
Yeah,
like so few
they
pixels,
do.
but so much animation to it. It's great.
But that's what some stands out from the background.
Oh yeah.
I want to also add this now because I think I already said this, but I also like the background. I also like the background as well. It's just
it's great, isn't it? Like the scenery. Like sometimes I would just look at the background, or when I'm going through a level, to like admire the detail. Which, to be honest, often it depends on the game, but a lot of the times I ignore it. But when it's like it shows it stands out from other stuff like that.
Yeah.
I do like to take the time to appreciate the work put behind it.
Oh yeah.
It still like mind boggles to me that like so few pixels, but there's just so much animation. Like
character to the
it's like insane. Like when you look at that little boy over there, he doesn't have a lot of pixels, but he's freaking depressed like crazy.
Yeah.
But it's just how they, I guess, just the silhouette of the character and how they're moving each of the pixels is just, it's good.
Are you talking about
the one with the knives?
Oh, Kevin?
Yeah, the one who was like crying that he took his knives away. He's like, "Mom, I want to murder something," but no.
Oh yeah.
Or the little girl where she's like skipping along the dungeon.
Lucy.
Yeah.
I like how when she was like I like how she was still training, learning how to use her pyro magic. She ends up catching herself on fire, and the father was there right on time.
Yeah, it's just like the small little details. The animation just really, really carries the game.
It's like super cool, and how the characters move and interact with stuff. Then the destructible stuff in the environment, like just the work they put into that. One of the most standout features, I would say, along, of course, what you guys said, the story and narration.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much it for me. So next.
Right. Question 4. What is one thing you did not like, and how would you improve it?
Honestly, as much as I like the story and the leveling system, as Shaishen said about it, or it was at the YouTube, the only problem is like every time when you go in a dungeon, I thought you would be starting off with an AI partner throughout the dungeon, but no.
Like those special scenes.
Yeah, I kind of wish that they would add like
there is co-op
AI partner.
Yeah,
there is co-op.
The thing is, I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't. Someone will have to fact check me on it. I think it was originally going to be single player, but I think they added co-op later on.
Yeah, it's because they reached their goal.
Yeah.
Also, those AIs were very overpowered.
Oh yeah,
even
they
in,
were.
Even in the easiest setting, I was having so much issues with that, and they were like swarming me. I was like trying to keep my distance, like with the enemies. It's just like, oh, geez, I gotta stay alive and get further ahead. It's just like I want to progress, and take my time, but I don't want to be doing it alone while I'm being sorted around by like lots and lots of enemies.
What? It's part of the fun. The verge of death all the time.
Yeah, but if you're playing, like, say for example, you're playing as Lucy, she can't stay. She has to stay in one place, and she'll easily.
But she has a decoy.
There's that one, but
she has tornado and decoy.
What level you're Lucy at?
Yeah. What's your Lucy?
Like, I thought she was weak at the start, but once you get like her going, she does a lot of
She's
damage.
one of the most overpowered
before anything reaches you.
characters.
But the problem is, it's like where you have to start it off, and how the enemies are like moving a bit too fast.
Oh, okay.
And it's just like,
Yeah, I would definitely say enemies kind of do move like quicker than most dungeon crawlers.
and
I
it's
do
just
agree.
like, and then you have those corrupted enemies where they plant like some sort of weird magic circle that
Yeah.
does
Classic.
AoE damage.
Diablo enemies.
Classic. Just missing the
Yep.
lasers.
The only character that I can only think of that can at least make me move fast and hit fast was Kevin's primary attack, which is just like
Yeah.
quick. He
Whole
can move. Just move and then hit. That's about it. And it does like some damage, and it keeps the enemy at bay for a little bit. So I think the
Man.
best one would be Joey, even though he's like a bit slow.
Honestly, if this game had the online co-op feature, I would have had it so everyone could have played with someone else.
Oh, that
For-
was
for the-
Apparently
for
they
this
were
one.
Apparently they were working. They're like working on online.
Oh, because this game on co-op probably would have been even like way
I
better.
feel like that's how the game kind of
Leaning towards.
feels like it should be.
Mhm.
Like two people in certain instances, I could see being useful. Like if you have John using a shield, or
Yeah.
and then you can hide behind him while you're like someone like Linda, or
It makes
or
sense though because
Luigi.
Family.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
family.
it doesn't make any sense if it's just only one person like going alone. There should at least be two people. Like,
All
going-
right, you can come
like-
over. We'll co-op the game.
I don't know. Those guys,
That's
those
good.
AIs were very overpowered. I literally didn't have to do anything.
Dude.
Yeah,
Especially I think it was in the beginning where Lucy, when she was still training, like you could have her as a partner
Yeah, she
temporarily.
killed everybody.
yeah.
Dude. I did my best to only go through the main
dangerous
doors. It's great.
Oh, boy. All right. Anyways, I think that's about it. Just just add like AI partners so you don't get swamped over by
Or
hordes of
online
enemies.
co-op.
Or that too.
One day.
Or that
It's a
too.
Switch though. Switch has extra controller.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. All right. I think
this is
that's
a
about it.
family game. You know, gotta play with family.
Family.
I knew it. I'm gonna be hearing that family meme everywhere in this video.
Classic.
All right, next.
So I have something I didn't like. I have my topic, but I do have a bug section. Am I allowed to do that?
A bug? Oh, okay. Yeah. Sure.
Okay,
You want,
well-
like question 4.5? Bugs
Yeah, basically, yeah.
are family.
So I had what I didn't like is there was no variety to anything. Like, I mean, it's a dungeon crawler, roguelike, right?
Mhm.
And all this had was melee characters, a range guy, and that's it. And then it's a kiting game. There's no special characters except for like someone who made a wall, but there's no special characters you have to get behind or use special abilities on or special shields.
Oh, you mean like enemy wise?
Yeah, enemy wise.
Okay.
I mean, that was the most biggest gripe because the bigger great roguelites they have specialty type stuff
Yeah.
or there's a specific way to kill them.
Hades.
But this one, like that. But yeah, this one I didn't have a freaking. It was all rangers and like brutes and melee dudes, and it's just a kiting game. I mean, it would greatly improve the game if they added more different
Man.
types of All
right,
especially with 3 different levels.
Uh-huh.
With 3 different levels, you have a lot of variety. But each level was, I don't want to say it, but just a respray of the next level.
I mean, there were like some gimmicks here and there between levels.
Yeah, some gimmicks, but it's not different
enough
just
to
a different reskin.
More difference to them.
Yeah. Okay. This. Oh my god. Okay. Whatever I said, screw that.
Are we going to bugs? This is 4.5.
I'm going to bugs.
All right, go to bugs. Go to bugs.
So all you guys played it on Xbox Game Pass, right?
Yes.
I played it on my Switch.
On Steam.
You played on the Switch?
Yeah, that's why I didn't see my achievements. Yeah.
Okay.
This game should have optimized the Switch. Warning, do not play this game on the Switch. It is so bad.
Sorry. I can't play. What game was it?
Hey, it's impressive that it can run on the Switch.
This one, it's a pixel game.
Sorry, I couldn't finish that sentence without laughing. Okay.
The Switch plays Doom.
Hey, that's impressive. It can run Doom.
Yeah.
But oh my god, their optimization for the Switch is so bad. It's terrible. Here, I'll say what happened. So,
all right, go ahead. Let's hear it.
4 dungeons, right? I did 4 crashes, but these are just not normal any crashes. Oh, I launched the game crashed. No, my game crashed 4 times after I beat a dungeon.
Wow. On the Switch?
Right when I beat the boss, crash 4 times.
Oh
and these aren't just normal 10-minute dungeons. No, these are 40-minute runs.
Yeah, those are very long.
Like 40 to 30-minute runs, and 4 times that happened, it crashed on me.
So when it crashed, did you have to start the dungeon from the beginning?
Yes, and all my progression. 2? Yeah, all 15,000 gold, all 3 level up. Even a boss beaten crashed 4 times. That's what and then it was so bad. I actually didn't even see the ending cutscene.
Oh, really?
Oh, no.
All I heard was a narration, and I had to look it up on YouTube to see because my screen was all black, and all it did was narration.
Oh, wow. That's a bad experience.
And every dungeon, there was every dungeon on the second level, there was no audio. And the only audio was one enemy doing the same sound over and over and over again.
Jeez. So they really need to fix the Switch port.
Yeah, and every time the narrator would show up in a room, after if I do 2 rooms with a narration, the next narration will do stuttering. It'll be the character as in the dungeon. Dude, it was such a bad experience on the Switch. Oh my gosh.
Cyberpunk.
I've smacked my desk so many times just because of those crashes. 30 minutes gone.
Out of curiosity, when you played the game, did you just download it from the eShop?
Yes.
And then were you using just system memory, or were you using an SD card?
I have an SD card.
Okay, then the last question is that SD card, is it a high performance one?
I literally bought it right when I bought the game.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha. Still though, yeah, I think I remember my sister experiencing issues when she played this game too. And I was there. I was playing local co-op. There were sometimes there were frame drops. Sometimes the game would crash, like you said.
Lot.
Yeah, there's some issues with that Switch port. Then you should have told me. I would have been like, yo, stop.
Oh,
don't do it, man.
I was playing this game for a while too. I was because I was playing it during lunchtime and stuff. And I was like,
oh, that really sucks though, dude. That all that stuff happened. That can really.
Yeah, I mean, I beat it.
Yeah,
I know. I had to look up the ending cutscene on YouTube, but.
Dang.
But yeah,
that sucks. Okay, well,
next.
When we get to question 5 for the score, what I would like you to do is create a score for the Switch port and create a score for the game.
Oh, if it did have bugs?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay? All right, but we'll pass that bridge when we get there. Feel free to send me the score, though, so I can hype and calculate it.
All right, next.
Okay. So, question 4. One thing I didn't like. How would I improve it? So this is kind of weird because this is something that people generally don't like, but I kind of like it. And it's the corruption fatigue. So it's not that that I didn't like it. I just feel like they could have done more with it other than just reducing health. Again, like some people would argue it's kind of messed up that the developers are intentionally nerfing your favorite character just so you're forced to play a different one. But you got to remember, family. Like
great, and there are eggs you can get to if you want to keep playing that character.
Yeah. Plus, it's like a lot of the characters are within the same type of class, like Shaishan was mentioning. So, like, even if like your favorite melee character, Big Hammer Boy, can't is corrupted to death, I can go to someone else like Mark, the monk guy, and still adapt to it. So I don't think it's like such a bad idea since there are other gameplay mechanics that revolve around the idea of corruption fatigue. The inherited talents, party-wide permanent buffs, like all of that stuff really helps mitigate the whole corruption fatigue thing. But honestly, the way I would improve corruption fatigue is just adding additional negative effects to it, like such as messing with weapon accuracy. Like if you're a ranged user, maybe, I know this is evil, but damage over time on a character, maybe slowed movement when getting hit.
Oh god,
maybe the characters can't carry any runes. Like when we get hit with this corruption fatigue, I want to feel like I'm slowly dying on the inside. Like even in the story, right? Like the characters many of them were literally bedridden and couldn't move because of the corruption. Like I just want to experience that level of despair and pain, but in gameplay form.
That's bad. I read online that people hated the corruption.
And for everyone who's like saying that, I freaking hate corruption. Well, you know what? At that point, add an easy mode, no corruption fatigue. You do you.
Done. Oh, that's smart.
All right. That's the normal, but I feel like the normal mode should have like all this stuff. And then, of course, in the beginning of the game, you can offer the easy mode, no corruption, GG.
Or just have a toggle. It could be like that difficulty. You don't have corruption affect your character.
You can toggle the suffering, but I like it when it's locked in kind of suffering. From the beginning, it was planned.
I would not like a corruption system. Like I like how it is. If it got worse, I would probably hate the game more. I'm glad when I played it that it wasn't like affecting more than the health.
It's just I didn't even at some point I didn't even care about the corruption. I just kept playing the character. Like health, I would just mitigate it by getting like upgrades or something. Like it got to a point where especially when you have the regenerating health, it doesn't really matter. It's okay. It's fine.
Oh, you're just farming?
Yeah. Then again, I'll be honest, I only use the melee characters, so I don't know how it was for the ranged. But that's kind of my thing. Corruption, make it more corrupted if you're going to go that route, and then give players who don't want it. Yes.
Oh, you know what else you could do? How about also corruption? How about they give you benefits as well to downsize if you want to make it more fun?
More suffering, more rewards.
Yeah, like for John, right? Maybe your health goes down, but your defense or something goes up, or your shield, you're like resistant to certain types of attacks.
Oh, kind of like a gambling kind of.
Yeah,
actually, that'd be pretty cool too.
Or permadeath.
Yeah, or like you have one health, but you have like a ton of stamina as the dad.
Every time a character dies in the dungeon, they hold a funeral, so you have to play another character.
Oh no!
I thought there was a permanent.
And that should be on the hardest difficulty for that shit.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think that might be a trial, like a separate game mode.
Something like because I know there is a permadeath or something in the game you can play.
Yeah, but that's kind of my thing.
But yeah, actually, you know what? I agree now, especially if they add like downsides and upsides to corruption to make it more interesting.
Yeah, I want some color in this corruption. Variety of corruption.
Because when we did see the corruption, like the background, it did look like intimidating, like how everything was changing and dying around the world.
And you see that dog? That dog was suffering.
That was sad. Yeah. It was depressing.
But we all saved the dog, right?
Yeah. Who won?
I'm just like, huh? What dog? All right, I'm done. Next.
All right, so for me, I noticed this like when I was playing through the game, something felt off about the combat, and I figured out what it was.
All right,
it's the hit sounds. They don't have any impact.
Oh, that's true.
No, it's like the animations are great. Like it's just the impact. I noticed when I was like hitting, like what's his name's hammer, Joey's hammer.
Oh, like with
like
the standard attacks.
The sound. It's not when it swings. It's like when it hits an enemy or a pod or something.
Oh, and it makes
It
contact.
really has like no. It has no like oomph to the sound. This sounds like paper when you're hitting something, and it's like that with all the characters. And it's like having a little bass in there or some kind of crunch sound when hitting an enemy instead of it sounding pretty much like nothing, like a little smack.
Dude, that is so
pretty
weird
much.
because there is some good sound design when it comes to like the wind up of attacks. But it's just that I know what you're talking about, like the impact the moment it hits the target. There's no
that's what
sound.
is pretty bad.
I think it might. I don't know. I think I heard some hit sounds even when you're hitting the pots.
Who'd you play as?
Me?
Or like both you?
Or so.
I
played everyone.
Same.
I mean, I
play as Kevin, and yeah, you're just hitting air. You can't tell when you're hitting things sometimes. I know what you're talking about.
Kevin, a dagger guy?
Yeah.
Actually, maybe I don't hear hitting. I don't hear the impact sound when hitting monsters, but I can hear I can hear like pots breaking.
Oh yeah, that stuff was good. That stuff's fine.
No, it's like a God of War. You know when you hit something and then as soon as you hit it, you hear a freaking loud thud every hit.
Or that
satisfaction.
Or the sound of like a flesh being squished or something.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
That didn't happen in the game.
He just wants to hear more suffering from these enemies.
Yeah, it's just like a little. It's like you're hitting. It's like you're hitting a titan with your fist. You know, you hear some impact, but it's more like a small little smack.
Yeah, I gotcha. That makes sense.
Yeah, it's pretty. But you know what? That kind of took away. It's like I thought of other games we played like this before, and then unless even Van Helsing, actually has better hit contact sound.
I don't remember.
I give it that.
Okay.
And then also, it's not really fair because it's new, but I don't like to keep comparing it. But Tubby did it, so I would do it too. Hades.
Oh my god, Hades! Yo, let's go.
The hit sounds of that game. I haven't played. I've only played a little bit, but definitely from what I played, that hit sound is like meaty.
It's so funny because like everything that like you, especially Shy Shed, everything that you like mention in terms of like negatives for Moonlighter and this game, like those are all addressed in Hades.
Oh really?
Yeah,
I never played it.
I feel like when we do Hades, because like I said, I were planning on doing it. We need to like grab some of you guys and get in on it on a Hades run.
I'll play it.
I'm pretty sure we can beat it. You guys have proven that
on the Switch, right?
No, not on the Switch.
It's good on the Switch.
But actually, it's true. It is really optimized.
Someone showed me on the Switch earlier, like actually yesterday, about it. He's like, "Yeah, it looks perfectly fine." I'm like, "Your game."
Yeah. Oh shoot.
Oh shoot. Anyway, I'm done.
Okay. All right. So the last question. Question 5. What is your final verdict and final rating from 0 to 10 using a 0.5 scale?
Well, I like the art style, the animation. I kind of wish there was a bit more. I wish there was like an AI partner, so I don't keep getting swamped.
All right, I'll see you in a few hours.
And I like the story, and I do like the story and how it's straightforward and nice and sweet, short and sweet. But despite its flaws, some flaws that's been mentioned here, I'm gonna give this game an 8 out of 10.
Okay.
Next.
Fair enough. All right.
I mean, it's a gorgeous, well put story. I mean, there's interesting characters. The animation really complemented the personality of everybody you're playing as, but it was really lacking in gameplay and variety from what all the enemies are. I had a lot of bugs. So I'm gonna have 2 different scores, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I had a lot of bugs. my Nintendo Switch score would be a 6 out of 10, and my normal score with if this game wasn't buggy, it would be an 8 out of 10.
Just the fact that it crashed and had to do the entire.
Yeah,
that is ridiculous.
It would be like 4 out of 10, but it kind of saved itself with the graphics and storyline.
The rest of it was good enough to carry you through.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll be honest. When you sent me that score, I was like, something must have happened in his game.
Oh.
So it's a good thing you addressed it. But okay, that sounds good. All right, so Children of Morta does a great job with taking the dungeon crawling, like roguelike formula and really making it its own. Like the whole inherited traits, talents, the party-wide upgrades, each family member being its own character class. It's just incredibly well done. Like as mentioned before, the animation, those really nice sentimental story moments, just everything is really well made. And while I would have liked to see a set of proper final dungeon levels leading into the last boss,
I agree.
It's like another gripe I just want to throw out there, but I can't deny that this is a well-made game. And considering the fact that I gave, I think it was Moonlighter, I gave that an 8. I feel like Children of Morta takes a step above due to has more complexity, and I'm going to give this game an 8.5. I think it offers a lot more than Moonlighter. I mean, I feel like Moonlighter still has a lot of room to improve.
Oh yeah,
you can watch that video if you guys want to check out what we said about that. Yeah, Children of Morta, if they were to make another one, I would not be opposed to it. Heck, if they did a Kickstarter, I would easily pledge my allegiance to the family flag because family.
Family is number one.
Emily, Femuru is everything. So 8.5 out of 10. That is my final score. Next.
All right. So for my score, I would say, with everything combined, the family system, visual art, narration, and overall theme, that really elevated what I would normally give a game like this. I think it does things differently. Of course, there are rooms for improvements, and it kind of does have sort of a grind, but it's not like horrible. But I did notice that's what a lot of other people had gripes with. But for me personally, in this kind of RPG game, especially dungeon crawlers, you expect to have some.
Mm-hmm.
And besides the drawback that I mentioned earlier with the hit detection, sometimes I didn't mention this, but quickly I got stuck on corners a lot of the times, and that caused me some deaths. I don't know how I got stuck. It gave me Heroes of the Storm flashbacks.
Classic.
Shout out to Heroes of the Storm.
Pirate level.
Getting stuck on corners. And yeah, like Shaishin said, more enemy variety would have been welcomed. But overall, it is a step up from Moonlighter, in my opinion. Their narration and the narrator did an amazing job and really made me immersed in the story. So I'll give it an 8.5. It really made me feel like I had a family.
Whoa. Are we your family?
Oh, no.
Family. But yeah, okay. So with that said, man, this is a tough one because Shaishin, you gave 2 scores. What score would you like to stick with?
Stick with the normal score.
Normal score? Okay.
8.
So with that said, Children of Morta gets our official final average rating of 33 out of 40 and 82.5%. But, just to throw it out there, if we had went with Shaishen's Switch score of 6, then the score would have been 31 out of 40 or a 77.5%. But as it stands, we're going to stick with the 82.5%. Basically, if there's anything to take away from this, just because it can run on the Switch doesn't mean it's a good game. Like that's the takeaway. Just if you're going to play Children of Morta, stay away from the Switch version. Play it anywhere else.
Please.
Yeah, Switch is something. But yeah, 82.5. So, bonus mystery question time. A random bonus mystery question has been prepared ahead of time, but no one knows who or what the question is. Bonus mystery question asker, ask us your question.
Alrighty.
Holy crap, is it? Whoa! Just like every single time. Oh my god, is it you?
All right, so Okay, so if you were one of the Bergsons, you have your own style. You have your own style of weapon, class, primary attack, guardian range mode, and both your active and passive abilities. And one trait. Describe. Can you please describe them?
Oh,
I need my D&D sheet.
yeah, basically.
Maybe I don't know about that, but since I'm going first, I'll give you my examples.
Okay.
Like I'm going with the twin swords since I'm always like I always have a liking for like dual wielding weapons
Like Kevin?
and stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's going to be a spell sword, which I'm going to be like channeling my magic into my swords, and my primary attack will be a flurry of slashes in a short to medium wide range.
Okay.
My guardian rage would be increase of range and slight increase of attack speed, or inflict the foes with status or debuffs that is imbued with my magical swords, which will be named Wild Heart Magic.
Dang.
For a certain
spent
amount of time
on this.
You got this crap ready. Okay, gotcha.
And then my passive would be an increase of attack speed named Sword Dance. The family trait would be granting family members a random element or debuffing magic upon entering the next dungeon for a short period of time, called the Wild Heart's Gift.
What the?
Dude.
Nice.
How come everything is so set up? I actually did correct the question, so.
Yeah, you did. All right, next.
Wait, before we continue.
Wait, I need the list. What do you?
So, like, a primary
That was
attack, special. Oh, no, you said like a, what was that called?
I can copy paste the things. I can
Yeah,
copy
do
paste
it, please.
All right.
This is like a 4-part question.
Oh, frick. This is hard.
What year were you born?
All right, here you go.
Social Security?
Here's your cheat sheet right here.
All right, I can
Guardian
do this.
Rage. Gotcha.
I
That's
mean,
what it's
everybody has their
called.
favorite class.
Yeah. Everyone.
Also,
has their favorite.
I'll throw in another link example just in case, so you can get like a best
So
idea.
pretty much primary attack, Guardian Rage, like a family trait,
Okay,
stuff like that.
so
Yep.
is it my turn? We're good. All right.
Yeah, it's your turn.
My weapon would be gauntlets.
Beautiful.
Got like larger gauntlets, like from the movie
From the American cartoon,
the Asian guy from the Eternals.
Oh.
And then the class would be an elementalist.
Oh, hell yeah.
The primary attack would be switching or elemental gauntlets. So every other attack would hit a different type of debuff. Guardian Rage mode would be oh my god. Oh, the Mountain God's Wrath.
Whoa.
Yup.
Badass.
Boy.
So it would put him into rage mode, increasing attack speed by 36%, damage by 8%, and increases more perseverance by 6% and dexterity by 9%.
Really
Also,
you kept adding numbers to your.
What is happening here?
in the basic
you guys
attack
plan
level,
Did you plan this ahead of time? Or you reading this?
And then, the primary attack, so it would do 80% of your normal damage, but then stack up for every elemental debuff applied to the character or enemy.
Oh my god.
Wow.
This is a Yu-Gi-Oh card.
And then active or passive abilities. My active would probably be switched out because there's two abilities. So one button would be switching out on blasts, like elemental blasts. So it would cycle from fire, ice, and electricity. And yeah, ice would be slowed, fire would be damaged over time, electricity would be stun. And you would switch out, and it would just do a backstep dash. Considering that children of Morta, there's a lot of enemies, so it'd be a backstep dash. Backstep or fire, so it would backstep you and shoot an elemental blast
Heck,
forward.
it's a full-fledged character sheet.
It is a character
It's a
sheet,
wiki.
basically.
Where's the wiki page you're reading this from?
And then passive ability would be the rage meter would just go. The rage meter wouldn't refresh, or it wouldn't work on potions or anything. The rage meter would be how many times you hit an opponent.
Oh, okay.
So it's constant, but the potions won't work.
Okay, so
And family trait. Oh, so he's the or it's the daughter, the youngest daughter, more younger than the fire girl.
Oh, the BB.
the
It'll be the
newborn?
baby, the one who's gonna get sacrificed.
Oh, okay.
The baby's gonna be the character you're talking about?
Yes.
Actually, I can see
Okay, that would make sense.
Children of
actually.
Morta 2.
Yeah, just-
Electric Boogaloo.
I think there could be a second Children in the Game Pass. I think. I could be
Or
wrong.
the baby robot you saved.
You know what? You know what? I could see that.
Yeah, you could just change
All right.
fists.
Yeah. All right, that's my character. God dang, that's it.
What the
All right,
heck?
next.
That's a full on. Are you gonna add lore next?
The robot's family was killed, or his two brothers were killed because of a fire accident of the little girl.
So then the baby, no, the robot takes the fist of its dead brethren.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
for
actually pretty
revenge.
cool. But it felt like a good. That'd be
There are
like a good
fists. They're
anime.
the other baby's heads.
Oh, then it could be
Okay,
like a family
whoa.
feud. Family
I didn't
feud.
expect this to be like some sort of freaking like lore expanding to your character session.
Dude,
Good
Children
Lord.
of Morta 2, you play the robot's family and you fight the Bergsons.
Yeah.
Why does it sound like a Dark Souls boss?
I don't know. That's pretty good though.
All right, next.
Good one.
My God, I don't even know what am I supposed to say? I don't have a character wiki sheet here. Okay. My weapon, obviously, it just would be like a freaking give me the biggest sword you can find, like a claymore. Good to go. Primary attack, large sweeping attacks, pretty much one shot everything that I hit with that
Okay.
blade. Guardian Rage. So my primary attack, my weapon, I called it Big Sword. The Guardian Rage would be big sword. The sword just gets bigger, and it's just a more amplified version of it. My family trait is big weapons. So just everyone's weapons get larger, have better ranged attacks. You know, big fists for Shai Shen and his robot boxer. So
Tubby,
yeah.
you know what it reminds me of when you said big sword? I'm starting to think of the one
No.
episode that we saw in Scissor 7.
Oh yeah.
When the protagonist is facing one of the
That's different though.
scientist
This is
buildings.
big, not big. Like this is big. EEG.
Okay,
Very
BEG, alright.
So big sword, big weapons. And then I guess my skill, keep it simple. Big blade slam. Just slam the blade. Earthquake everywhere. Magnitude 15.5.
Yeah, you bear out those numbers. Oh my
Wait, is it area effect or is it a certain
Yeah, it has
range?
like 1,000 crit percent. Deals 1 damage.
The perfect horde sweeper?
It's like don't even like think about the values, just throw numbers. So yeah, that's my character. Big sword user.
Oh god.
So that's all it is. Next.
All right. So everyone has amazing lore to their weapons and traits.
Oh yeah, definitely.
For me, I'm not taking this seriously. I'm gonna stick what's on my mind and turn it into a weapon.
Okay.
So this year has been very special. This has been a year of hardship, the loss of loved ones. But you know what's but you know what's the worst of all?
What?
Gotcha.
Ooh.
Oh.
RNG kill.
So my weapon is going to be a blunt sword. And the
Okay.
sword is called Social Premia. Now,
Oh no, I think I know where this is going.
Okay.
so with this weapon, every time you use it, it promotes. So like social media. But for this one is ran by Primo Gems, So every time it gets promoted, the more you ignore your enemy's weaknesses. So as you kill each enemy, and as their heart is broken with each swipe.
Oh my god!
I feel like you're trying to say something.
As soon as you hit your enemy, since it's blunt, it's not going to do that much damage. So this weapon works as it's kind of like a level up weapon. So the more levels it gets, the more powerful it gets. So it starts out blunt, but the higher it gets, it ignores your enemy's weaknesses and increases its crit and attack rate by 50%. And this stacks for 20 seconds. So the primary attack that goes with this is called fake primos.
Okay.
Every attack that you land, it launches fake primos to your enemy. And their enemy thinks that they can actually use these primos to summon their own weapon, but they actually can't. And check this out, the trait. You actually gain passive gacha currency. So while you're gaining, your opponents are losing their primos. So it's like this balance. So if you play Final Fantasy 14, Shai, the red mage, right?
Oh
You
yeah.
had to balance light and darkness, but for this one, it's gonna be primos and your wallet. So you kind of have to have a good balance. And if you go too high over one, you're just gonna mess up your attack, and you kind of have to start from the beginning again.
So wait, hold on, Nakazo. So it doesn't do damage, but it takes away the enemy's money, basically, correct?
Yeah. Oh no, it does damage. It does emotional damage.
Emotional.
Dang, that's the Children of Morta too. The robot.
Yeah. And emotional damage is pretty worse than physical when you think about it. Because they're going to be thinking about this years down the line. And they're probably going to want to stop fighting after this. Why fight against something that can just promote itself? And it just ignores your weaknesses. And then for my final Guardian Rage attack, it's called Wallet Dispenser. So, if you hit your cap, which is 100 kills, you'll actually get their wallet. It will literally fall out of their corpse.
Literally.
There's literally a wallet. Like, how would a wallet fly out of a eyeball flying creature?
Yeah, they don't even have pockets.
Well, this is what you have to think about. This is a RPG dungeon crawler, and Persona, when you kill enemies, they drop weird stuff. Like, how do they drop money?
Money?
And how in other
yeah, it's true.
in other RPGs, how do they drop a sandwich? So I don't know. I think I'm fine with this one, a wallet, because you know how they gain a wallet, right?
By
They
stealing
gain
it.
it. Yeah, and they stole it from whales.
Oh,
So this
the
is a hidden
whales.
passive, actually. This passive can only be gained when you reach level 94. It's called Get Your Well On. And when you're welling like this, right?
Uh-huh.
When this passive actually reaches its peak, you're immortal.
Yay, you got broken?
Yeah, your sword, it one-shots everything. So this
Oh
goes
my
back to the
God.
gotcha element when you pay.
Oh,
So all this kind of led up. You notice that? You have promoting, ignoring, giving out fake rewards. You get currency passively as a trait.
Uh-huh.
And then your Guardian Rage activates the wallet dispenser. So all this leads back to your weapon becoming basically a one-shot weapon. The whole well system.
Mhm.
So yeah, that converts everything. That's me. That's what I have.
I like that. And then there could be like another character in that pack called free to play, by the way, where their attack will increasingly get stronger the more they ignore enemies. Because if they're free to play and they kill the enemy and they get their wallets, they're technically buying in. So then so pretty much you have to get through the entire game without hitting any enemy until the final boss. So the weapon will the stats, the weapon's damage will increase 1% for every second, not attacking anyone. But the moment you attack someone and you take their wallet, you immediately die. So you literally have to go through the whole game without killing anyone.
Oh boy.
Yeah, free to play, by the way. I like it.
I'm good.
I like that.
Thank you. Thank you.
I don't even know what Primo Gems are. Literally. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. That was a good question. So,
Thanks.
thanks for it seems like some of us had time to prepare full
Sorry, me?
lore.
Yeah.
No?
Honestly, I wasn't expecting that for Shaishan to be putting in a little major lore like that.
Shaishan was bringing stats. I was kind of scared.
I know.
Like he prepared this a long time ago. He's like, one day during RPG month, I'll have all this ready.
You must have had a freaking premonition of when I was about to make this question too.
That was beautiful. It's well done. All right, that is it. And that concludes this episode of Video Game Book Club for the month of November 2021. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you, Soul Charizard, Shaishen, and Nakuso for participating in this episode. Thank you very much. As always, everyone's links to their YouTubes, Twitches, Twitters, and social media will be in the description box below. Take care, have a good one, and we'll catch you in the next episode of Video Game Book Club. Say goodbye, everyone.
Adios.
See ya next time.
Track you down and hear the truth coming straight from you. Never knew where you had run your only son. The child you never knew I could have been so wrong. And the only thing I'm sure I wish I never cared. If you did, you would have tried to be there.